What makes an action right or wrong? Is it the intention behind it or the result it produces? Imagine this. You're faced with a choice. Press a button and you save 5 lives, but in doing so, one innocent person gets harmed. Would you press it? This moral dilemma sits at the heart of one of the most influential ethical theories and political thought, utilitarianism. A theory famously shaped by John Stuart Mill, who believed that the right action is the one that produces the greatest happiness for the greatest number. But is happiness the best guide for morality? And in today's world of inequality, injustice, and political complexity, is that assumption still enough? Today, I want to share with you not just what utilitarianism teaches, but why we should question it, challenge it, and think critically about how we apply it. At its core, Mill's utilitarianism argues that the morality of an action depends on its consequences. If an action leads to more happiness than pain for the most people, then it's considered right. But Mills take it further. He says not all pleasures are created equal. Higher pleasures like intellectual development, art, moral growth that are far more valuable than the lower pleasures, like physical comfort or instant gratification. A life devoted to reason, compassion, and learning, he believed is more meaningful than one focused solely on pleasure. This makes utilitarianism feel more humanistic. It encourages us to value not just any kind of happiness, but the kind that helps people grow. In the Republic, Plato focused on justice and the ideal society. For him, morality isn't about pleasure. It's about order, reason, and harmony. He imagined a society where everyone does their proper role and the rulers are philosopher kings guided by wisdom. Mill, on the other hand, didn't believe morality had to come from a rigid structure. For him, what matters is outcomes. Are people happier and better off? Now contrast that with Machiavelli's The Prince. Machiavelli is blunt, power is the goal, and morality is just a tool. If cruelty secures your rule, so be it. Mill and Machiavelli both care about the consequences, but their values are completely different. Mill wants collective well-being, and Machiavelli wants political survival. So while utilitarianism may seem idealistic compared to Machiavelli, it also lacks the structured vision of Plato. It tries to balance ethics with practicality, but does it succeed? One of the utilitarianism's strengths is its clarity and inclusiveness. Mill's theory doesn't require you to follow a religion or obey a king. It asks one simple question: what action should bring the most good to the most people? That makes it widely applicable from personal life choices to national policies. Another strength is that it's people-centered. Mill believes that every individual's happiness matters equally, whether rich or poor, educated or not, everyone counts. This is a powerful idea, especially in democratic societies. It encourages leaders to make decisions that serves the public, not just the elite. But no theory is perfect, and utilitarianism has serious flaws. First, how do we measure happiness? Mill distinguishes between higher and lower pleasures, but people experience happiness differently. What uplifts one person may mean nothing to another. That makes it hard to create policies or moral judgment based on a such subjective idea. Second, the theory can lead to morally questionable decisions. If hurting one person benefits many, is that acceptable? Utilitarianism might say yes, but what about justice? What about individual rights? Mill emphasizes happiness, but sometimes doing the right thing means protecting a person's even if the majority disagree. It's also emotionally demanding. Utilitarianism expects us to always act in a way that benefit the most people, even if it even if that means sacrificing our own comfort or desires. And lastly, utilitarianism focuses on results, not intentions. A person who tries to do good but fails may be judged worse than someone who accidentally causes happiness. But real morality often lies in why we act, not just what happens after. Despite its weaknesses, Mill's theory remains relevant in public health, economics, and laws. We often use utilitarian reasoning. For example, during a crisis, should limited medical supplies go to those with the best chance of survival? That's utilitarian thinking. We also see it in the climate action, education reforms. These are decisions about maximizing long-term good for as many people as possible. But we must be cautious. Today's political landscape demands attention to minority voices, social justice, and human rights. Utilitarianism alone isn't enough. It needs to be balanced with fairness, dignity, and the idea that some values can't be sacrificed no matter the outcome. So, utilitarianism is still useful? Yes, but is it enough? Not always. Mill's theory asks the right question. What makes life better for more people? But we as a political thinkers must ask what kind of society are we creating in the process? We live in a complex world where happiness matters, but so do justice, dignity, and rights. Utilitarianism gives us a lens, but we need more than one lens to see the full pictures. That's all, and thank you.